Time right now is 9:32. Thanks for watching us here every morning from 9 to 11. I'm Jane Monreal. We're watching, we're all watching Live Impact News on WCNC+. Well, this morning we're learning that the mayor is calling for a special meeting with local transit leaders this week to address safety and security on the light rail. This is all in light of what happened 2 weekends ago when a young woman was killed on the light rail by the suspect, who is now facing charges. And there was a candlelight vigil held last night for 23-year-old Iryna Zarutska. Our Bria Smith did talk to several people who attended the vigil. Let's hear from these people that went out to support the young woman who came in from Ukraine. That is previously recorded and all in its entirety. You're watching WCNC+.
Innocent lives are falling through the cracks of the system, and then talk about ahead of Wednesday's meeting what you think city leaders, transportation, leaders can do to prevent something like this.
So, number one, again, I applaud CMPD and the Sheriff's Department for doing exactly what they're supposed to do, because we cannot blame them at all. They have done an upstanding job. They've been arresting Decarlos Brown since 2007 consistently and bringing him to answer for his violent crimes consistently for years. The Sheriff's Department, they're limited to booking him, and they've been doing the booking since 2007. The records are publicly accessible, and yet the DA's office and the judges are dropping the ball. Now again, I will point out that Judge Keith Smith and Judge Roderick Davis in the last year and a half, they have requested for him to have a forensic evaluation. And the DA's office has hemmed and hawed for the last year and a half, asking for extension after extension after extension without good cause. The budget is there. The money is there. Jeff Jackson knows that. Spencer Merriweather knows that. It is appalling and insulting to tell charlatans that they don't have the budget to have him undergo the forensic evaluation. It is appalling for them to allow, like you just mentioned, for these innocent individuals who are losing their lives altogether. And their families are not getting justice at all. 5 years have gone by. You've got Lucille Puckett's son. That's another example. This was Sean Harbin. Talvey Moore, a renowned drug lord here with an appalling serial violent criminal history. Same thing as Decarlos Brown. Voluntary dismissal after voluntary dismissal. Violent crime after violent crime. He has also equally 3 to 4 bond forfeitures on his criminal record. How does a DA explain that? How does a judge explain seeing that in the record and then giving this person the ability to sign themselves out on their own recognizance or giving them a bond at all? These are not like simple petty crimes. You're talking about possession of a firearm by a felon, burglary, robbery with a dangerous weapon, assault on the female, several assaults on the female. So there is no excuse for any of them.
And this one ended with a lifelong.
You got it. 2004, since 2004 with Talvey Moore, Talvi Moore. No justice. And then you have these spineless judges like Karen Edie Williams, who had the authority at that time to convict him and did not stand firm. Just like Carly Archie, she fails us all the time. She's soft on crime. She wants to give mass shooters a slap on the wrist. Don't do that anymore. How in the world is that proper adjudication? Yet they want to terrorize regular charlatans in civil cases and other petty issues that do not take precedence over these types of crimes.
Talk about, you know, the SOP earlier this week kind of called out
Yes.
Mayor Vigil.
Yes.
And that in one of her statements, a mention of hers was that essentially, paraphrasing here, to take mental health
Yes.
seriously.
Like cancer or heart disease. And I equally found it insulting.
What do you say to that? What is your response to her response?
You got it. So I actually made a formal response 2 days ago, and I called it out for what it is, which is political apologetics. And Charlotte is tired of it, and it is insulting. It is insulting to Iryna. It's insulting to Ukraine. It's insulting to Charlotteans. It's insulting to Lucille's son, Sean Harbin. It's insulting to Josina's husband, late husband, Lamar McNeil, my lifelong friend, to see individuals have to deal with things like this. It is insulting to Elder Lanji, who was killed doing missionary work, killed on Betty's Ford by a drunk driver. They caught him, CMPD, brought him to justice, and there still hasn't been justice by the DA's office, by the judicial district. We have a problem with our judicial district. Point blank, period. And the incumbent mayor is grossly incompetent. She is unfit for this job. All she is worried about is FaceTime. And all she's talked about in this election cycle is making history if she is elected for another 2 years. She's just worried about making history to be the longest running mayor. And nobody wants her still in office.
What is, lastly, your message to Zarutska's family? She obviously came here to seek freedom, to seek peace, to seek a better life. Unfortunately, all for it to end. Only 2 years removed from me. I just moved to this area
Right.
for, an upgrade in life, right? So in a lot of ways, I kind of share her goals, her aspirations there. But what is the message you say to her family who can't be here today to do this?
You got it. So I reached out to the family, and I also reached out to Tatiana. We tried, and I don't blame them for not wanting to be, out and about right now. How do you make sense of it? Now, I'm of Haitian descent, so I understand the process of immigration. I understand looking for a better life. And for them, the world has wrapped their proverbial arms around Ukrainians, because what is going on is absolutely barbaric. In a war-torn country, she's thinking, okay, I escaped. Can you imagine the joy she felt arriving in America and thinking, okay, I've got my freedom. I can get on this train and go about my business freely. And then her life is taken. It is disgustingly sad. I had to just take a moment, because it is just, like you said, you're close to her age. Well, I'll be 49 in December, and I remember how bright-eyed and bushy-tailed I was at 23. And I can only imagine, again, how excited she was, knowing, okay, I made it out. Can you imagine the plans that she had set ahead of herself? Some will never know. And it's so unfair to her and her family. And it really is a bigger picture type of thing here, because what are we doing? What are we telling each other? That we have no standards? And my dad taught me that standards only offend those who have none. Where is the standard for holding a murderer accountable immediately? Holding someone that has an appalling serial violent crime or criminal history accountable immediately. Constitutionally, he should have been in those trials, and those trials, he should have been found guilty. There was evidence sufficient to find him guilty. There's no explanation by the DA's office for these voluntary dismissals. One thing has absolutely nothing to do with the other. Mental health is not a defense for every crime. And it cannot be a defense for every crime if he's got a pattern, because then they are telling on themselves inadvertently that they have dropped the ball. You don't have a pattern of violent crime 3, 4, 5, 10 years, and the DA's like, oh, we don't have a budget for the forensic evaluation. Standards only offend those who have none. So their political apologetics tells us that our judicial district is compromised and corrupted.
Thank you.
Yes.